Welcome to the demo and presentation for IBM InfoSphere Data Growth Solution for JD Edwards. Companies worldwide are reforming the value of database archiving as the best practice for managing the data growth. The key benefits of archiving includes risk reduction. We safely archive the data, still maintaining the company's retention and data compliance policies. The data would still be accessible for audit and e-discovery requests while ensuring a lean production data, which minimizes the impact of disaster events. Business efficiency. The next benefit is increase in the business efficiency in terms of meeting the service level goals to ensure timely completion of key business processes for mission critical applications. Data access strategy. You can also implement scalable archiving strategies that easily adapt to you on ongoing JD Edwards requirements. Expense reduction. The other identified benefits are the cost reduction in hardware and software storage that is achieved by archiving the data and storing to the cheaper alternate database or file formats. The figure represents an ideal archival process. To the left is the production database from which Optim intelligently moves inactive or infrequently accessed data that still has value to lower cost storages while retaining the data integrity in both the environments. The data archived can be stored in file format or to an alternate database. Optim also provides the ability to universal search and access data from both production and archive environment using the same native application or XML or ODBC or JDBC or any other third-party report writers. If need be, Optim can selectively retrieve and restore the data from the archive files back to the production database. IBM has developed a solution specific to JD Edwards wherein the archive data is seamlessly accessed by the JD Edwards using the native application access feature. This feature allows the users to access only the archive data or the production data or have access to both the database on the configuration. The figure here is a representation of native application access architecture. The OPT arc schema references the table in the archive database as well as in production, using which the user can extract both archive data and the production data respectively. Now let's proceed to the product presentation. For the demo's purpose, we will be looking at account receivable AR module specifically. This is the Optim console we will use for core Optim to perform the archive, delete and restore process. Before archiving the data from Optim, we will check for data eligible for archival in production database through JD Edwards application. Log in to JD Edwards EnterpriseOne production environment. Navigate to EnterpriseOne menus, Financials, Account Receivables, Daily Processing, Customer Invoice Entry, and the Standard Invoice Entry. On Work with Customer Ledger Inquiry page, give the following details. Document company 00317, document number 3254. Where this document number is eligible for archive, enter document company 00317 and document number 3255, where this document number is not eligible for archival. And now we will use Optim for archive process. For the demo's purpose, we have already imported the accounts receivable Optim export file. Optim export file, that is OEF, consists the access definition, archive request, relationships and the restore request. Let us have a look at the access definition window, which describes a set of related data to be archived. It is also used to manage and maintain the lists of tables, relationships, and to specify the selection criteria to archive. And this is the table tab. It displays the list of table names in access definition to specify the data to be archived. To create a table list, we need to specify and add the start table and other tables like transaction table, context table, and the reference table. In the table specification column, the icon indicates the selection criteria or other specifications for the table. As you can see, there is an SQL icon in the selection list. If we click on the SQL icon, it will display the SQL tab where an SQL where clause is specified for the table. We can have any business criteria specified against the table that defines for data archival. This is the relationship tab which defines column in the parent table that relates to corresponding columns in the child table. It also defines the traversal path for selecting data from tables referenced in an access definition. Now, let us explore the Variable tab. We use the Variable tab to assign variables for selection criteria or SQL statements in an access definition. By assigning variables, we can provide values for the variables each time the access definition is processed. As an option, we can also provide default values for the variables. Now, let's have a quick understanding of the Archive Request Editor window. The archive request defines the parameters for archiving data from source tables and saving the data to an archive file. The data in an archive file can be browsed or selectively restored at any time. When we create an archive request, we must specify an archive file name, archive index file name, and the access definition option. To archive and delete the data, click on Run button in the Archive Request Editor. When the archive file variable values window is displayed, give the following information. Company 00317, begin date 11-2001, end date 11-2366. Click OK to execute the archive process. The archive process is now complete and a report is displayed. We can see that data has got deleted from the production database. Now we will verify data in the JD production environment. Log into JD Edwards EnterpriseOne. Navigate to EnterpriseOne menus, Financials, Accounts Receivable, Daily Processing, Customer Invoice Entry, and the Standard Invoice Entry. On Work with Customer Ledger Inquiry page, select Document Company 00317 and document number 3254. As expected, there is no data for the above inputs since we have deleted the data from the production database. Now, give Document Company 00317 and document number 3255. As you can see, there is data for this input since it was not eligible for archival. Now we will restore the data to the archive or reporting database. To run the accounts receivable restore request to restore to reporting, double-click on REST-ARRPT restore request name. The restore request allows us to select the data from one or more archive files and restore it to destination database, that is either the original or the alternate database. When we create a restore request, we must specify the archive file that contains the data to be restored. When the editor is displayed, right-click on the file name displayed in the archive file column and replace archive file to the one that needs to be restored. On Local in the request name column in Insert Request Session, and then click Edit Request in the resulting pop-up. When the Insert Request Editor is displayed, replace source file in the editor to the archive file that needs to be restored. Click on Table Map Editor and confirm whether destination qualifier points to the archive database schema. Then close the Table Map Editor, close the Insert Request Editor, click Yes to save the changes. Click Run button to run restore request for accounts receivable. The restore request is now complete and a report is displayed and the data is restored to the archive database. Now we will verify data in both production as well as in NAA environment. Log into JD Edwards EnterpriseOne production environment. Navigate to EnterpriseOne menus, Financials, Account Receivables, Daily Processing, Customer Invoice Entry, and Standard Invoice Entry. On the customer ledger inquiry page, select document company 00317 and document number 3254. As expected, there is no data for the above inputs since we have deleted the data from the production database. Now give document company 00317 and document number 3255. As expected, there is data for above inputs since it was not eligible for archival. Log in to JD Edwards EnterpriseOne NAA environment. Navigate to EnterpriseOne menus, Financials, Accounts Receivable, Daily Processing, Customer Invoice Entry, and the Standard Invoice Entry. On the Customer Ledger Inquiry page, select Document Company 00317 and document number 3254. We can see the data present for the above input since we have restored it to the archive database. Now give document company 00317 and document number 3255. We can see data for above inputs since it was not eligible for archival, and also it is present in the production database. Thus, we can see data from both production as well as archive database. And that brings us to the end of our demo. Thank you.